Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wynn's World, the podcast here on YouTube. Um, I just kind of wanted to kind of touch base with you guys and introduce myself, man. I am Chris Wynn. I'm 56 years old. I am a tattoo artist and have been for the last 28 years. I've traveled all over the world, traveled all over California, worked in many different shops, the best shops that I even could imagine. I come from Burt Grimm's world famous tattoo on the Pike in Long Beach. We opened in 1929, and it's been the longest continuous running shop in the U.S. The Burt Grimm's family is just synonymous with tattooing. The guy who taught me how to tattoo was Rick Walters, and this was in 92, 93. And I had been getting tattooed there since the early 80s. And Rick took me on as his apprentice. Rick kind of got taught the basics working with JR, Mike Pike's dad, and kind of officially learned through Phil Sims, who learned from Bob Shaw, who learned from Burt Grimm's himself. So that's kind of my lineage right there. I have worked at many different tattoo shops. I've worked at Shamrock Social Club, Will Rise. Oh God, man, I've Big City Tattoo in San Diego. Kinsey Bolson owned it at that point in that time. And I've traveled quite extensively. Slave to the Needle in Seattle, Aaron Bell, one of my really really good brothers. So I've been around. I've tattooed in Japan and I've tattooed in Mexico and a little bit in Europe and Fiji and different places around. So I've definitely been around the block a little bit. So with this podcast, man, I am going to touch on many different things. I'm going to touch on tattooing is my main point. I'm talking to a lot of tattooers who have been tattooing at least 20 years plus. Because I kind of feel like, if you're going to build a custom home, you're definitely not going to go to the guy who just got his contractor's license. You want to go to a trained professional. And there are a lot of them that are younger and just starting out in the business as well. And I don't want to be disparaging towards them, but the guys who have been doing it are still doing it. We were doing it before some of these kids were born. So, I want to showcase that. I wanted to make sure that people know who we are. I want to document who these people are. We have lost several prominent members of the tattoo community over the last couple of years, and I've always kind of felt the fact that I've wanted to document what tattooing has meant to me and the people who have influenced me and why I do what I do. I play guitar because of Jimmy Page, I tattoo because of Bob Shaw and Burt Grimm and all the Japanese masters, along with all the, Jack Rudy, man, Freddie Negretti, Mike Brown, these guys, man, Fit Buchanan. These guys kind of paved the way, being from Burt Grimm's and seeing this flash up on the wall, man, and looking at Bob Roberts and Phil Sims and just Dave Gibson and all those cats, really gave me the hunger to do what I do. And tattooing has given me the life that I have led, man, and I don't ever want to turn my back on it. So this is one of those things where I am extremely fortunate to be able to have the time to start this thing. And I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know how many people are going to watch. I don't know how many people are going to enjoy this. But I'm giving it my best. I'm going to swing for the fences. I believe that every tattooer, whether it's present, past, future, whatever, will want to look back and see where they came from, where their roots came from. That's why I'm kind of documenting some of the stories and things like that. So there's going to be a lot of great tattooers on here. I have a lot of great friends, man, who have been extremely cordial and nice, man, to be able to be on this podcast. And I'm really looking forward to talking to them. Also, I'm going to be starting up a little bit different kind of format with this thing that's called Saturdays. And on Saturdays, I'm going to be doing a different style, same kind of concept, but we're going to be talking to actors and actresses and restaurateurs, people, the weed business, CBDs, burgers, burger trucks, whatever, man. Just trying to get the word out there that we need to support small business. Every time you go to Walmart, nothing to say about Walmart because I do go there for my socks and my underwear. But every time you go to Walmart or you go to Home Depot or you go to, all these places that are necessary, Guitar Center, whatever, they are necessary. But there's that little mom and pop guitar shop, man, who's got that 63 SG that's hanging in the fucking window, man. You know what I mean? And, I really, really want to get back to supporting small business. When I was young, there was a guy who fixed our toaster and our washing machine. Now the toasters are so inexpensive, and we all know where they come from, and you just throw it away and it becomes disposable garbage. Well, the more we throw stuff away and it becomes disposable, makes life kind of disposable. I've gone back, or I'm going back to doing photos on a 35 millimeter camera because it gives me something tangible. I'm buying CDs and I'm buying records. And I remember, man, when the CDs came out, they were like, it's the best form of music, the way to listen to music, totally. And we all bought it and we were like, wow, where's the pops? Okay, so now that we can't buy records because nobody's producing them because everybody's putting them on CDs, then the record business kind of went into the toilet. Now, everybody's back to, we want to listen to records. And I'm like, so you told us that CDs were better and they were cleaner and you couldn't scratch them, which is a fucking lie. And now everybody's buying records like it's going out of style. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to go buy a new Fender guitar. They want to go buy an old Fender guitar that they find at the swap meet. They want to buy an old Fender Bassman head, an old Marshall, because the shit that was old is the shit that's still good. It still lasts. I mean, I got friends who have Kirby vacuums that are still running that their mother gave them or that their grandmother gave their mother, But, you buy a vacuum at Target, man, and it lasts you, 2 years? So it's good to look back. It's good to learn from your past. I have. And that's kind of what I'm promoting here, is the fact that we all need to look back. We need to look back at the family values of the family picnic, you know what I mean? Where there wasn't 30 cases of beer, man, you know what I mean? And everybody was just having fun, man. The kids were in a blow-up pool, man, and the guys were sitting around smoking cigars. And, I remember those days so vividly, man. And looking through photographs in a photo album. Right now, I just heard the other day that there's, out of the tens of thousands of photos that are actually being taken, and I can't remember the number, nor do I care, but like 3% of all the photos that are taken are actually printed. What happens when your phone dies? What happens if we lost all the electricity? I have a guitar there that doesn't need electricity. I got a camera that doesn't need electricity. You know? So that's what I'm saying. So this whole thing is, it's not about how things aren't good enough now, because things are good enough. And a lot of people, this is all they know. But the fact of the matter is that, like, when I started watching TV, I fell in love with the Pittsburgh Steelers the day I walked up and there was a 16-inch black and white color TV, and it was the Snow Bowl. And I saw the Steelers, and they looked so badass on a black and white TV. They looked like bulls. And I was like, fuck, dude, I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm a Steelers fan for life. Have been. Black and gold, never fold. But that's just it, man. And now when you watch it on your 55, 65, 75, 85-inch TVs, these guys look huge, It's not the same as watching an old movie, man. There's so much CGI and all this stuff involved that, man, I know I've talked to some of my younger friends, and they're like, oh, dude, I just watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High for the first time. That movie is fucking hilarious. Of course it's fucking hilarious. It was made to be a funny movie. So looking back is not essential, but it could do you some good. So, and you could tell me to fuck off. I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just an old guy. I'm 56 years old, but I hang around with a lot of young people, and I hang around with a lot of older people. I hang around with people that have tattoos. I hang around with people that don't have tattoos. Some of my best friends are in the military, and some of the other ones are in some stuff that I don't even want to talk about. But at this point now, we have to look at the overall picture of what's going on and how this whole country is being lived in by its people. If you want to continue to have barbecues and you want to have those things and you want to have those moments, we got to decide that we're going to have those moments. And even though we're in a pandemic right now and we can't really socialize, and, there's little things that we can do to make our lives better, to make our family happy, to make ourselves happy. You just have to look at the positive. And I'm a real guy, man. I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life. I've been addicted to drugs. I've been homeless. I've been married for 24 years and divorced. I've been divorced twice. It hasn't always been easy. But the fact is, man, is that I've always had somebody up above that's kind of watched out for me, man. And whatever that is for you, we're not going to get into the religion thing because we don't really talk about politics or religion on this podcast. I don't see any place for that. Everybody has their own opinion, and we can all just agree to disagree. So with that being said, if you're listening to this or you've even gone this far, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you tuning in and checking out what we do. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy life to listen to some old guys talk. And I'll tell you what, man, I've had some really good talks with some really old guys. So anyways, Wynn's World, the podcast. We are on Instagram Live right now on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are going to be up on some formats, and I'm doing this all, via phone conversations and FaceTime and stuff like that, man. So it's a little sketchy. I can't have somebody in the studio, and I've done the best I can with what I've got. So I hope the audio isn't too bad. But again, man, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support, for those people who support me. You can find us at Chris Wynn Tattoos on IG. We're firing up a Twitter page. You can find us. Obviously, you found us on this YouTube page, and we'll be on Spotify soon and some other platforms. So, just heads up, we're going to be around for a minute. So, anyways, thank you again, man, from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it, and the best to all of you. Peace and love. Be happy. Work on happiness. Work on being humble. Work on gratitude. All those things will make you feel so much better.